evening and welcome to the regular session of the Bossier Parish School Board for May the 16th, 2019. We're going to get started. We'll be led in the prayer by Mr. Dennis Bamberg and the pledge by Ms. Brotherton. Before we get started, Superintendent Downey, do you have any comments for us?
Yes, sir. President Cheatham, would like for you to remember Coach Brotherton, Ms. Brotherton's husband, as he continues his battle with cancer, and keep him in your thoughts and prayers. And also Ms. Donnella Fowler as she continues her recovery, and then unspoken needs.
Thank you, sir.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just want to lift up each person in this room, Lord, and we want to lift up the special prayer request, Lord, that Coach Brotherton and Ms. Fowler, Lord. We know that you're the great physician and the great healer, Lord, and we just pray that you take care of both of those situations to your will, Lord. I want to pray for this board, Lord, as we make decisions that regard this parish, Lord, that we would always keep your will in our hearts when we're making these decisions. We want to pray that you keep our students and employees safe through the summer months and bring them back safely in August. In your precious name I pray, amen.
Amen. Amen. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 1.02, approval of the minutes of the regular session of the board for May 2nd, 2019.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Masura, second by Ms. Darby. Please vote. Motion carries. Item 1.03, approval of the agenda of the regular session of the board for May 16th, 2019.
So moved, Mr. President.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Wiggins, a second by Ms. Brotherton. Please vote. Motion carries. Item 2.01, recognition, newly appointed administrator, presented by Mitch Downey, Superintendent.
Thank you, President Cheatham. Board members, it is my distinct honor and privilege to present to you a man that's been in education for 26 years, in Bossier Parish for 24 years, 18 years as an administrator, 9 years as a principal. I've been the principal of the year 2 times. Mr. Jason Rowland, the new Assistant Superintendent of Administration and Personnel. Mr. Rowland.
Superintendent Downey, President Cheatham, board members, just want to thank you for this wonderful opportunity to serve our district. We're not just bought in here, but we've been sold out, and we're super excited about trying to meet the needs of our district and serving our teachers, our students, our principals, all of our administrators, all of our support staff. So super excited about this opportunity. Tonight I've got a lot of my family here, and I want to recognize my wife. We're fixing to celebrate 25 years of marriage here in June, and she's been through, we've been through a lot in the role of being an educator. She's made tons of sacrifices, but she's a 5th grade teacher at W.T. Lewis. Both my daughters are here, Madison and Reagan. We just graduated Madison this past Friday from Northwestern State. She's going to be enrolled in PT school at the University of Central Arkansas in August. Super proud of her. My youngest daughter, Reagan's here as well. She just completed her first term in nursing school, and so she's at Northwestern State as well. My mother-in-law and father-in-law are here as well. My father-in-law was a research assistant scientist at the University of Arkansas for 29 years, and so honored to have him here tonight. And then many of you know my oldest brother, Johnny, the superintendent of Webster Parish School Board. He's here tonight as well. So I certainly thank them for being here. Thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward. Coach Mr. Downey kind of let me in on some stuff yesterday, and as he handed me one of the files, he just went, and so we got to work on it, and we're going to try to do everything we can to make everybody proud and try to do the best job we can. So thank you, and God bless you. I appreciate it.
Item 2.02, recognitions. Outstanding school support employees, presented by Sherry Poole, Human Resources Director.
Thank you, President Cheatham. President Cheatham, Mr. Downey, members of the board, guests tonight, we are honored to recognize some of the best of our best, and that's our outstanding school support employees at each respective school. These employees were selected by their principal because they demonstrated these distinct characteristics. They, each and every day, display outstanding leadership qualities in inspiring and motivating others. They provide, they give of their time and their abilities to serve or achieve above and beyond what is expected in the normal daily routines of their duties in the operation of the school business. And they also exemplify an attitude of professionalism in their role to the operation of their respective schools. So it is my honor and pleasure to present to you our 2018-19 school support employees, starting with the elementary division. At Apollo Elementary, Misty Carter. Yes. Bel Air Elementary, Tracy Most. And she is unable to be here tonight, so we will make sure we get her certificate to her. Benton Elementary, Cherie Dawdle. Dawdle? Bossier Elementary, Robin Black. From Central Park Elementary, Amy Tremay. Representing Curtis Elementary, Cynthia Cook. From Elm Grove Elementary, Tina Womack. From Halton Elementary, Cassie Frances Allen.
Thank you. Great. Thank you.
From Kerr Elementary, Reginald Ford. Representing Kingston Elementary, Jessica J-Rowe, and she also was unable to attend tonight. From Legacy, Christy Smith, and she was not able to attend also. We had some conflicts. And moving on to W.T. Lewis, Margaret Borez. From Meadowview Elementary, Soya Melinden Cifuentes. From Platt Elementary, Doris Theus. I'm sorry, I skipped one. Let me go back to Plantation Park. Jump the gun there. All right, from Plantation Park, Shana West.
Picture time, yeah. Smile big.
All right, now, I always know when Marissa shakes her head at me, I've done something wrong. Okay, now from Platt Elementary, Doris Theus. Representing Princeton Elementary, Mickey Perry. From T.L. Rhodes Elementary, Agnes Brown. From Stockwell Place Elementary, Jody Turner. From Sun City Elementary, Jennifer Jones. And from Waller Elementary, Dana McAllister. Moving on to our middle school division, representing Benton Middle School, Anna Marie Roberts. From Cope Middle School, Gina Cole. From Elm Grove Middle School, Vicente Diaz. From Green Acres Middle School, Christy Kemp. Representing Halton Middle School, Marvin Jamerson. And from Russian Middle School, Sugar Ray Marshall. And finally, our high school division, Airline High School, Aaron Fenimore. Benton High School, Tommy Minton. Bossier High School, Felicia Hutchins. Take a picture. From Halton High School, Lynette Bailey. Representing Parkway High School, Mary Freeland. Plain Dealing High School, Lynn Malone. Representing Bossier Parish School for Technology and Innovative Learning, Brandy McCoy. And also representing Butler Educational Complex, Leroy Mouton Jr., and he was unable to be here also. So these are our outstanding school support employees for this school year. They represented each of their individual schools, and then judges looked at their packets, the information that the principals sent in, and chose district levels winners for an elementary, middle, and high school. So at this time, I want to ask Jill Valentine. She represents Bossier Federal Credit Union, and they sponsor our awards for the district winners. So she's going to be here to help hand these out. We had 2 men exit early, I think. Okay, so the district winner for elementary school is Dana McAllister, Waller Elementary. And we'll get a picture, and then I'm going to ask you to stand here. I'm going to call the other divisions. Okay, we're going to have her wait. We're going to do the middle school. The winner for the Bossier Parish Middle School Outstanding Support School employee is Christy Kemp. Green Acres Middle. And the district winner for high school, representing Airline High School, Erin Fenimore. These are our district winners. Their nominations were sent to the state competition. We haven't heard back from that yet, but they're all winners in our book, right?
I just have to read that so you can do the next one. Okay. Had to go get my notes. Item 2.03, recognitions Bossier Schools Principal of the Year, presented by Sherry Poole, Human Resources Director.
Thank you, President Cheatham, and I'm going to ask y'all to stay so we can hand out these awards. The Principal of the Year awards is presented by the Louisiana Department of Education, and the criteria is three-tiered. It demonstrates excellence in the field, guiding students to all backgrounds and abilities to achieve academic and lifelong success. The second is demonstrates leadership and innovation in and outside of the school building, and engages with various stakeholders in ways which help students and teachers be successful. And third, expresses themselves in an engaging and articulate way and is involved in the work that adds value to the profession. We had a district committee that looked at all the criteria, all of the candidates in our district, and we selected in that committee 3 principals that are outstanding in their field and that exemplify these characteristics. At the elementary level, Lisa Burns, W.T. Lewis. And Miss Valentine from Bossier Federal also sponsors these awards. And Miss Burns, we've just found out about 2 weeks ago, I believe, something like that, that she has been chosen as a semifinalist at the state level. So she's still in the competition because these candidates went on to the state competition, their packets, they did a huge packet, turned it into the state, and now she is at the next level, which is the semifinalist level. She will be honored at the Cecil Picard Gala in July, but we know she's going to even do bigger and better things as she goes through the competition. I believe she has an appointment this Thursday at the Governor's Mansion, which will be live streamed, where they announce the finalists. So we're pulling for Lisa Burns to be a finalist on Thursday, and that will be live streamed. I can't wait to watch it. Okay, so we'll be thinking about her. And so now, the middle school principal for Bossier Parish Principal of the Year, Dr. Kyle Machin. Okay, if you stand up here, we're going to get a group picture. And it's a big night for the Rowland family because Mr. Jason Rowland was chosen as Bossier Parish Principal of the Year from Airline High School. Okay, we're going to get a group picture. Come back over here. Ms. Valentine, come back up. I want to thank Ms. Valentine, Ms. Jill Valentine, Bossier Federal Credit Union for all the great rewards that they sponsor each and every year. So let's give her a round of applause for being a partner of our school system. All right, our Bossier Parish Principals of the Year. Lisa Burns, Dr. Kyle Machin, Mr. Jason Rowland. That concludes my presentation. Thank you. That concludes my presentation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are free to go back to your families. Thank you.
Item 2.04, recognition, BPS Good News, presented by Sonia Bales, Public Relations Liaison.
Good evening, President Cheatham, Superintendent Downey, all of our school board members, and all of our guests this evening. Tonight continues to be one of celebration as we count down the days until the end of the 2018-19 school year. And I have a feeling if I asked any of our kids in the audience, you know exactly how many days you have left, right? What's the answer? Yep, you've got it down, right? Our students have been competing in archery, robotics, rocketry, and excelling in academics, and our employees are also being recognized for excellence. So, first of all, here's a quick overview of just some of the things that have been happening over the last couple of weeks. I'd like to direct your attention to the screen. First of all, Princeton Elementary Assistant Principal Jamie East is one of only 10 women in the nation to receive the 2019 Rebecca Burnett DeFore Scholarship. And Mrs. East was chosen for demonstrating exceptional leadership in her school community. The scholarship will pay her way to attend the Women in Education Leading Perspectives Institute this summer in San Antonio, where Mrs. East will get the chance to sharpen her leadership skills even more so. Also, we are celebrating Parkway High School educator Meredith McGovern. She is. Meredith is bound for Brussels soon after the school year ends. As one of only 12 educators selected throughout the nation, Ms. McGovern will be traveling with a delegation of K through 12 and post-secondary educators to Belgium in mid-June, where she's going to be gaining first-hand knowledge about the European Union through a study at the European Union Parliament. And then the trip is going to culminate with the writing and publishing of curriculum on the European Union. So congratulations to Meredith McGovern. Bossier Parish archery teams have once again hit the bullseye. Last weekend, they traveled to the national tournament in Louisville, Kentucky, and once again, they brought home trophies and championship titles. Just a quick look. Benton Middle School national champions. Stockwell Place Elementary, second in the nation out of 200 elementary teams. Houghton Middle School center shot bullseye national champions. Benton Middle School center shot 3D national champions. And winning individual awards and ranking among the top 5 archers in the nation in various competitions, Cassidy Walters from Benton Middle School, Savannah O'Donohue from Stockwell Place Elementary, Lawson Mook from Houghton Middle, and Anna Young from Benton Elementary. Let's give them a big round of applause. And then Benton Elementary and Benton Middle School's volunteer coach, Autry Lowry, was the recipient of this year's Superhero Award, which recognizes an unpaid volunteer who makes an outstanding positive impact on the National Archery in Schools program. And we are so excited about all of our archery team's success, and we plan a big celebration after they return from the World Archery Championships, which will be held in late July in Nashville, Tennessee. So best of luck to all of our archery teams, and congratulations for hitting the bullseye in so many different ways. We also want to recognize Airline High School's cyber team under the direction of Billy Neal. They were in the spotlight the last couple of days at the National Governors Association National Summit that was held here in Shreveport-Bossier on state cybersecurity. Governors and their staffs from all 50 states were in the Shreveport-Bossier area the last 3 days and in attendance at an awards ceremony. Louisiana Governor John Bell Edwards recognized Mr. Neal's team of cyber students for their outstanding performance in the NGA Cyber Youth Competition. And I am very happy to report that Airline's 2 cyber teams ranked 32nd and 34th out of more than 300 teams from 27 states. So congratulations to them. What an outstanding showing. Well, the last of 3 regional autonomous robotics competitions, or RARC for short, was definitely a thriller. Elementary, middle, and high school teams faced off at the Bossier Civic Center for a STEM showdown, STEM being science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now, throughout the competition, teams accumulated points based on their performance in various challenges. And then grand champions were also named based on the overall score earned at each of these competitions. And Bossier schools walked away winners with a capital W. At the elementary level, Plantation Park and Kingston Elementary tied for 2nd place grand champions. I'd like to ask that Plantation Park's team please come forward. I'm going to have all of you just line up right here. And let me introduce you to them. And if I call your name, if you'll just wave your hand. Team members are Carlos Villarreal, Jesus Cantu, Junior Rodriguez, Levi Garrett, Kania Stewart, Caden Riley, Caden Gomez, Antoine Brown, Miranda Villarreal, Rion Volsey, Joseph Thrash, Jalen Brown, Dylan Johnson, Jade Betts, and Tyler Garrett. I'd like for their sponsors to come forward too. I know we have at least a couple of them. Their sponsors are Chrissy Pearson, Holly Fisk, Karen Santora, and Shandrick Tasby. Let me just say that this team was amazing, and talk about dedication, particularly on Mrs. Fisk's behalf. Ms. Fisk, raise your hand if you will. So Mrs. Fisk had her first little girl a week before the competition. Did she let that stop her from being at the RARC competition? No. She showed up in time to see PPE go to the mat for round 1 and to support her other children. That is dedication, I'm telling you. Do I have any representatives from Caldwell Banker Gosley with us tonight? If not, I'd like to ask our superintendent and President Cheatham to come forward to help me with a special presentation. On behalf of Bossier Schools and our sponsor, Caldwell Banker Gosley, we want to honor each of you with the Award of Excellence Medal for 2018-19 in recognition of your accomplishments. We are very, very proud of each one of you. They're going to go down the line and give each one of you one of these medals, and there's a special card inside to where you can take it to Advance Awards and Gifts, and they will personally inscribe your name on it, and with the honor that you're receiving this award for, making it extra special and something that you'll always want to hang on to commemorate this outstanding year when you placed 2nd as grand champions in the RARC competitions. And I do want to take a quick opportunity to thank Caldwell Banker Gosley, even though they could not be here tonight. We appreciate them sponsoring this very special award for our students as well as our employees, because they feel strongly in being able to salute each one of you for the outstanding things that you're doing, whether it's in academics or athletics or whatever arena that you excel in. And we thank them so very much for continuing this partnership to honor each one of you. So thank you to Caldwell Banker Gosley. That's right. All right, let's give PPE another big round of applause. Great going, and we are looking forward to big things next year as well, and hope that you stay inspired and challenged through science, technology, engineering, and mathematics at the RARC competitions. Great going, Plantation Park Elementary. So I also want to call the other second place grand champions, Kingston Elementary, to the front.
Mr. Cheatham.
So not everyone could be here tonight from Kingston because they have 5th grade graduation at the school, so that is very important. But we do have some of our students as well as our sponsors here. These are 3rd and 4th grade robotics students, and their coaches Carla Green, Marilyn Singleton, and Jamie Kneffley. And we congratulate them for their 2nd place grand championship win. And sponsors, if you don't mind just sending me how many medals you need sent to school, I'll get them to you. Congratulations, Kingston Elementary. So now in the middle school division, we are excited to recognize Green Acres for taking 2nd place grand champion honors. Would Green Acres robotics team please come forward? So if you'll raise your hand when I call your name. Team members are Eric Watson. He's the one that's missing. Aiden Davis, Trevor Tripp, and Logan Larson. And team sponsor is Robert Gallant. Congratulations to them. Way to go, Green Acres Mustangs. Congratulations. 2nd place, grand champions in the RARC competitions. And taking the 3rd place spot, Elm Grove Middle School. Now, the Eagles had 3 RARC teams, so I'm going to ask all of them to please come forward. And I'm going to also ask if you'll raise your hand when I call your name. First of all, representing Team Waterloo, Mason Cobb, Sean Morway, Dason Woods, and Joseph Holley. Team Papa, I love these names, Trenton Lape, Ethan Hewitt, Cameron Thompson, and Nicholas Hollis. And from Team 7, Jace Morris, Jackson Schneider, and Aubrey Dupree. And a big shout out to our sponsors, Cameron Beckham and Spencer Kuiper. Great job, Elm Grove Eagles. And finally, at the high school level, who says middle schoolers can't compete with their older peers? Winning the high school RARC competition and being named grand champions, Cope Middle School. Welcome, please, to the front, robotics team members Quinn Rector, Eden Lee, and Sophia Robinson, as well as STEM teacher and robotics sponsor Jonathan Martin. The Cope Cougars were up for any challenge that was thrown their way, and they were exceptional in this year's RARC competitions, performing on a high school level, so that makes it even more impressive. Your high school grand champions, Cope Middle School. Congratulations to each of you. And then coming in second place in the high school division, Airline High School. All right, and they brought the trophies. Team members are Ben and Christine Meister, and sponsor is June Valentin, and we applaud them. Congratulations. And I have a feeling Miss Valentin was looking at all those Cope students thinking they're coming my way, right? Next year, we're already recruiting here. You've already talked to them. They have already been signed up for next year. Congratulations again, Airline High School robotics team. Second place grand champions in the high school division. So in addition to the sense of accomplishment that all of these students gained, all of our grand champions also received technology awards to further the robotics programs at their schools. And when I say awards, I mean money to be able to help fund some more technology, which we always need. So let's give all of our robotics teams and their sponsors another big round of applause. So in addition to the robotics team competition, Starbase 2.0 also held a rocketry competition, and the Elm Grove Eagles soared high in that. Would the members of Team Victor and their sponsors please come forward? So team members are Sam Espinoza, Brandon Levy, Jatavius Calhoun, and Aubrey Dupree. They spent the past year learning about the various facets of rocketry, as well as designing them, even printing them on 3D printers. It's truly fascinating what they are able to do. And I tell you what, their hard work paid off, because Team Victor ended up winning the parish-wide competition for the Starbase 2.0 Rises rocketry competition. Awesome job. Go Team Victor. Congratulations to each of you, and to our sponsors, thank you for all the many hours and dedication that you put into volunteering for our rocketry Starbase 2.0 program. Congratulations. So board members, a young lady that you have come to know throughout this year, Spencer Favor. I told you that she was going to be back before she graduated. Spencer could not have had a better senior year at Airline High School, and when she strolls across stage this Saturday to accept her diploma, she will be wearing a special white sash that not many students throughout the nation get to wear, symbolizing her stellar academic journey. Spencer, would you please join me at the podium? There you are. Also, airline principal and assistant superintendent Jason Rowland. So we have been following Spencer's journey for quite a while now as she has progressed through the National Merit Scholarship process, which began back in October 2017. That gives you some perspective of how long this process is. That's when Spencer and 1.6 million other high school juniors first took a test as part of an initial screening process, and that kind of narrowed them down to semifinalists and then finalists. Well, earlier this month, Spencer and Mr. Rowland received the news that they were hoping to. Spencer won the National Merit Scholarship. I'm going to let Mr. Rowland make a special presentation. I also want to be able to put this honor in perspective. This is the highest academic honor that is bestowed on any high school student in the nation. I told you 1.6 million students begin this process. In the end, only 2,500 of those designees are selected from more than 15,000 finalists for this very prestigious honor. So, Mr. Rowland, I'm turning it over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Bales. We're certainly honored by Spencer and her accomplishments, but she's just been a tremendous asset to our school. She, when she was a freshman, I saw her and her mom as they came in, and I said, you know what, I think Spencer's going to be the next National Merit Scholarship winner at Airline. And that year in 2017, Aaron Bullock won it, but since then, she and Kanan Kasabali were both finalists this past year, or this year, and we received word just about 6 weeks ago, right, Doc, that she had won this. We had to keep it embargoed till May the 6th, and so we went ahead and scheduled this for them. But Spencer, just a little bit, she's a perfect 36 on the ACT. She missed on the PSAT. She missed 2 total, and so she was a 1580 out of 1600 on that, and that's what really launched her into this. And she has a full scholarship worth just over $300,000 to, and this is hard for some of us to take, but to the University of Alabama, where she's going to major. Oh boy, Yale, come on. So she's going to. But she's going to study, her major is going to be biology, and her desire is to be a pediatric surgeon one day. And I believe all of us will want Spencer to work on our kids, right? Spencer.
Well, we could not be more thrilled for Spencer for this huge honor, being named a National Merit Scholarship winner. And we wish her the most success at the University of Alabama. She is going to do absolutely amazing things there, just as she has at Airline High School and throughout her academic career. You make Bossier Schools proud. I have a medal for you too, by the way, but I think you already have about 3 of them from this year, don't you? If you would like, yes. I don't think we've ever given one student this many medals in 1 year. But you can inscribe each one of them for the various reasons that you were brought forth before the board. Congratulations again. We are also honoring 2 of our beloved colleagues tonight. If you've ever heard the saying, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, well, that goes for also the students and the faculty at Elm Grove Middle School. Sharon Rushing is known for making the best popcorn that you will ever eat. She runs the best concession stand around, and she rolls the treat trolley through the hallways at EGMS. Pretty good stuff, right? Yet those are only a few of the many reasons why the Eagles absolutely adore custodian Miss Sharon. It is the genuine love that she shares with each of them that makes this 17-year Bossier Schools employee stand out, and why more than a dozen students Students now nominated Miss Sharon for Bossier School's Gold Star Employee Award for the month of April. I think that speaks volumes when students take the time to actually nominate someone and sing their praises for what they do to serve their student body. One student wrote, "Miss Sharon is always on her A game. She always takes care of everyone and whatever they need. She comes in our classroom and always has a smile on her face. She deserves a gold star because she works very hard. She runs the best snack shack and always says hello to us and makes us feel great." Miss Rushing loves Elm Grove Middle School as much as the Eagles love her. In fact, she attended there herself as a student, and when the middle school moved to where it is now from what's now the elementary school, she went along with it. She spoils her faculty and students, and they spoil her back. And I love this particular example. A few years ago for her birthday, her colleagues sent her on a trip to Disney World. For her birthday, it was her first time to travel out of the area, first time to be on a plane, and first time to see Mickey Mouse. And she said when she met Mickey, she cried. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me congratulate our April Gold Star winner, Sharon Rushing. So I'm going to let Mr. Downey also give her this award. Jill Valentine, again, representing Bossier Federal Credit Union, and they sponsor our Gold Star Award, and we appreciate them so much for that. And I want to tell you something neat. A lot of you already know this, but does anybody know Miss Sadie at Elm Grove Elementary? Miss Sharon is her daughter. And they used to work together at Elm Grove before the middle school moved to where it is now, and that's when they parted ways because she wanted to be able to follow her Eagles. So pretty cool story there. Congratulations to our April Gold Star winner, Sharon Rushing. Congratulations. So someone else who is adored by her faculty and students alike is Nicole Addison. And as a military spouse, Nicole has lived in a lot of places and worked in a number of capacities, but none, she said, compared to being the 6th grade counselor at Houghton Middle School because, quote, "It's not work when you love it, and I love it." Always armed with a kind word and smile, Mrs. Addison came to Bossier Schools just 3 years ago. She landed at Houghton Middle School in 2017, and it could have not been a better fit because what she found there at Houghton Middle was an extended family. Her colleagues are quick to sing her praises for being a bright, shining example of how a caring adult can change the lives of the children that she influences. She makes sure every student's needs are met, whether that means lending an ear or offering words of encouragement. It also extends to the 343 Post-it notes addressed to every student by name in 6th grade, offering them words of encouragement during LEAP testing, and that really made an impact. Mrs. Addison is also known for her random acts of kindness, bringing teachers their favorite Sonic drinks before the school day. That goes a long way, right? Also organizing scavenger hunts that have brought faculty and students together and just boosting morale overall at Houghton Middle School. She will tell you she is a better person because of the people that she works with, adding at a time when people are quick to speak negatively, this was a staunch reminder about my purpose. As long as people leave me better than when we met, then my job is done. In fact, Mrs. Addison and her family love Louisiana and Bossier Schools so much, they have decided to put down permanent roots and retire here after her husband retires from the military. So we are thrilled to hear that. It is our pleasure now to introduce to you our final Gold Star recipient for the 2018-19 school year, Nicole Addison. As her principal, Richard Warden, will tell you, she's kind of a big deal.
Thank you.
Congratulations. They exchanged movie quotes. And I do want to extend another special thanks to Bossier Federal Credit Union and Jill Valentine for being here. Bossier Federal has sponsored the Gold Star Employee Award Program since its inception 7 years ago, and we have received thousands of nominations over that time period. People just singing the praises of our educators, of all of our employees at Bossier Schools who go above and beyond every day, way beyond what your job entails. And this is just a small way for us and for Bossier Federal to be able to show the tremendous job that our educators do and for us to be able to pay tribute to each of you. So congratulations again to all of our Gold Star winners of 2018-19, and a big thanks again to Bossier Federal Credit Union. One final note, this Friday, the Plain Dealing senior class of 2019 will graduate at 6 p.m. at Plain Dealing High School, and all other graduations are going to be taking place at CenturyLink Center on Saturday, and the times for all of our schools' graduation ceremonies, as well as a few housekeeping notes about parking and what you can and cannot bring into the arena, are posted on our Bossier Schools website as well as our Facebook page. I do want to mention something that's really special. When Bossier High's commencement ceremony takes place at 1 p.m., you can dare say that there probably won't be a dry eye in the arena. Many of you know that back in March, Bossier High School basketball player standout Kalis Roots was seriously injured in a car accident, and he spent some time in ICU here in Shreveport, and then he was transferred to New Orleans, where he spent the last couple of months in a rehab program for TBI patients. And he's having to learn everything again from the time that he was a baby. Well, this Saturday, the New Orleans Children's Hospital is going to be flying Kalis to Bossier along with his 2 physical therapists. So, oh gosh, I'm going to cry about this. So he can walk across the stage to receive his diploma. So that's pretty cool. And then they're going to fly him right back to New Orleans. So we are so grateful that Kalis is recovering physically to the point where he can participate in his high school graduation with his senior class of 2019. And we ask that you continue to think of him and his family in your thoughts and prayers. And I know the Bearcats are certainly looking forward to being able to lay eyes on him and giving him lots and lots of hugs. So congratulations to all of our graduates, the senior class of 2019. And that concludes my report.
At this time, before we continue to item 3.01, anyone that doesn't want to stick around for the business portion of the meeting can find an exit. Item 3.01, report of the Administrative Committee meeting held May 9th, 2019, presented by Tammy Smith, chairperson.
Thank you, President Cheatham. The Administrative Committee met on May 9th here at BEC, and we had a quorum, so we have several items requiring board action. The committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board approve the revision of Bossier Parish School Board policies GBD for employment of personnel and GBDA employment of retired personnel. This motion passed unanimously.
This is out of committee. Please vote.
The committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board approve the revision of Bossier Parish School Board policies GBC recruitment. This also passed unanimously.
This is out of committee. Please vote.
Number 3, the committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board approve the revision of Bossier Parish School Policies JBCC, which is student assignment, as recommended by Forethought Consulting. This passed unanimous.
This is out of committee. Please vote.
The committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board approve the revision of Bossier Parish School Board Policies GBRIB for sick leave. Passed unanimous.
This is out of committee. Please vote.
The committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board approve the revision of Bossier Parish School Board Policies GBN dismissal of employees. Unanimous.
This is out of committee. Please vote.
The committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board approve the revision of Bossier Parish School Board Policies GBK for employee discipline. Unanimous.
This is out of committee. Please vote.
The committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board approve the revision of Bossier Parish School Board Policies GAEAA for sexual and gender harassment. Passed unanimous.
This is out of committee. Please vote.
The committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board approve the revision of Bossier Parish School Board Policies DJE for purchasing as recommended by Hammond, Seals, Atkins, and Geis LLP. This was also unanimous.
This is out of committee. Please vote.
The committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board approve the amendment of job description to modify and move Bossier Cares program under the Human Resource Department and reassign the $1,500 stipend for the overseer. This also was unanimous.
This is out of committee. Please vote.
Items for discussion only, where no board action are required. We chose to defer the policies DFD and GBRIC as recommended by our attorneys until further investigation.
Thank you, Ms. Smith.
That concludes.
Item 3.02, report Finance Committee meeting held May 16th, 2019, presented by Glenn Bullard, chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Finance Committee did meet this afternoon at 4:30 for the purpose of considering 2 applications for industrial tax exemptions. Action was taken on each application. First, the application of Centric Pipe was declined by unanimous vote.
This is out of committee. Please vote.
Are we voting to a yay accepts the committee's recommendation, or a yay accepts the?
The yay accepts the committee, declines it.
The second application from Selection was likewise rejected unanimously out of committee.
This is out of committee. Please vote.
There were no items for discussion. That completes my report, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bullard. Item 3.03, request approval of the 2019-2020 schedule of board meetings presented by Mitch Downey, Superintendent.
Thank you, President Cheatham. There's a copy of the proposed schedule on your screen. Be the first and third, starting in July of 2019, running through June of 2020, with July being a month where there'd be one meeting on the 18th, and December, one meeting on the 12th of December. The other months would have 2 meetings, one on the first Thursday and the next on the third Thursday.
Any comments or questions?
Mr. President, I make a motion that we move to accept this calendar of meetings.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Newman, second by Ms. Darby. Please vote. Motion carries. Item 3.04, update discussion of teacher pay raise presented by Dennis Bamberg, Board Vice President. But before Mr. Bamberg speaks, we do have several people that would like to speak on item 3.04. And we will begin, we went with order of which time they had signed in. And the first person is Mia Allen with the Red River United. And each of you will be given 3 minutes to speak to the board.
Good evening, Superintendent Downey, President Cheatham, the board. I am Mia Allen, a Bossier teacher and a Red River United Vice President representing the Bossier Federation. I rise to speak regarding the agenda item on Bossier pay raise. First, the teachers and school employees of the Red River United Bossier Federation wish to express our profound and sincere appreciation to the Bossier administration, trying to go fast, the Bossier administration as well as the board for your support and the May 4th proposal on pay and technology. Your willingness to address the needs of our district in 2012 as well as now has not gone lost on us with all the chaos and divisiveness that has ensued. We know that school funding is difficult regardless of the district or even the state. We have seen this played out across our nation. We also know that the role that public education plays in our free society and believe there must be a way to address the issues that divide us. We can look to Jefferson Parish, which passed pay raise props on the very same day that ours failed. And yet just a few years ago, they were met with failure. What was the difference? Well, first, the school district partnered with the community, business community, and the proposal submitted was a two-part, which was a flat pay raise combined with the performance pay that you see in the Teacher Advancement Program, or TAP. The voters overwhelmingly responded to this. And here the business community has repeatedly said that they support the teachers, they really do, but they just didn't like the proposals that they were provided. They have indicated that they will work with us, work with you, and we encourage you to quickly move forward on another plan to address the needs of our district, the lowest paid new teachers in the region, the vacancies that low salaries have created in our high need areas, and the technological needs of our students. We continue to support you and are forever appreciative of who you are and what you stand for. We will work with you and work for you as we continue to secure the promise of public education for every single boy and girl in the Bossier Parish school system. Thank you for your opportunity for me to bring these remarks to you.
Ms. Allen. Our second speaker is Martha Claire Lepore.
Hello everyone. As you can see, I haven't even been home yet today because I often find myself after hours at the school, and I'm fortunate enough to be right next door at Airline. Like Cheatham said, my name is Martha Claire Lepore, and I teach at Airline. I teach art. I've taught English there as well, and I've also taught speech. I'm the debate coach. I'm also the freshman class sponsor. I just wanted to take a moment of your time tonight to say on behalf of my colleagues, I'm not here to represent my own opinion, but those that I've collected from several members of the Bossier education community. We knew what we were getting into when we signed up to work in an educational field. Teachers, we aren't here for the pay. We know that. We signed up because we love kids, and we wanted to be a part of a profession that has a high return of personally rewarding experiences, and that's why we're really here. We have the opportunity to change lives, but at some point we deserve to be fiscally rewarded for our hard work. We're not only among the lowest paid in the nation, but Bossier teachers specifically are the lowest paid, some of the lowest paid in the state and just in our own region. We are actually the lowest of the low, so we have to stand up for ourselves. And because we fall in this low category, we want to stand up and say that we're so grateful to see some new faces, some new leadership. We can tell you're advocating for us. We can see it. We've heard it. We hear you, and we know you're standing up for us, and we appreciate that. However, more often than not, I find that my colleagues are too afraid to stand up and speak for what they believe in. They're so loyal to Bossier and the children that they don't want to stand up for themselves. They're willing to continue working for a subpar salary because of their loyalty to their principals, to their coworkers, to Bossier school system that most of them were raised in or have raised children in. I just want to say that through the process of the May 4th election, we as a community have never felt so defeated and disrespected by our community. And the public made us feel like we were not worth the pay raise that was up for election, regardless of why they voted no. And so, on behalf of my colleagues, I want you to know that while we do appreciate all your support, we are not content, and we need your unwavering support moving forward. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Mr. Spencer Kuiper.
Well, good evening, President Cheatham, Superintendent Downey, board members. I'm Spencer Kuiper, 2019 Louisiana State Teacher of the Year and member of the Bossier Education Coalition. It's been an eventful couple of months. I'd like to first off thank you all for your commitment to our teachers and our staff. It was a brave ask that we made of the general public, and while we weren't successful on May 4th, I am confident that we can come out of this more united as a district than ever. For many of our teachers and support personnel, these few months have cost us more than a $7,200 or $3,000 pay raise, respectively. For many of us, it was hours and hours of time away from our family and our friends. It was time spent meeting with neighbors and community members to express the disparity in our need. It was learning and at times inventing campaign strategy, volunteering to man phone banks and coordinate neighborhood voting drives, and supporting each other through a very emotional journey that pushed a lot of professionals outside of their comfort zones. Compassion fatigue is definitely a thing, and for many of our professionals in our district, they have felt what the May 4th election, the impact that it has had on our community firsthand. But we're on the mend. Teachers and support personnel from across the district have stepped out of their classrooms to advocate for their students and their profession. For many, this was a huge risk. My ask of you tonight as a board is that we keep educators and support personnel in this conversation. Not only surrounding the issue of the pay raise, which we find ourselves in now, but also upcoming issues that impact the success of our district. I think you'd agree that our teachers and our support personnel have found their voices. I implore you as a board, as you move forward with your discussion this evening, that you please keep our educators and our support personnel's voices in consideration and try to fit them in when you can. Thank you for your time and commitment, and be Bossier United. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Meredith McGovern.
Good evening. President Cheatham, fellow school board members, my name is Meredith McGovern, and I'm a member of the Bossier Education Coalition and a proud employee of Bossier Schools. For the past few months, we have been involved in a conversation with the community regarding teacher and staff pay. But the most common phrase we heard from the community was, "I support teachers, but." I support teachers, but there has to be a better way. I support teachers, but where does all that money I already pay go? I support teachers, but why should they get paid more? I support teachers, but I firmly believe we could have funded that pay raise if we had $1 for every time somebody said or typed that statement on the internet. I support teachers, but. However, the one group that said something different was the school board and their employees. You said, I support teachers, and they deserve to be paid the best because they are the best. You recognize the valuable work the employees of Bossier Schools do every day, and you stepped out in that belief, and you stood up for us in what turned out to be a not-so-pleasant fight. Thank you for believing in us, and thank you for standing up for all Bossier School employees. While we were unsuccessful on May 4th, we are now even more determined to work with the board and community to find ways to improve the salaries of the teachers and staff of Bossier Schools. However, we do recognize that this effort is going to be a marathon and not a sprint. I'm hopeful that the community will fulfill its pledge to collaborate with Bossier Schools to find a way to raise the pay of not only teachers in Bossier Parish, but the pay for every hardworking employee in Bossier Schools. As we continue in our efforts to collaborate with all stakeholders, I'd like to encourage you to make sure to include teachers and staff in these discussions, to use the voices that they found during the May 4th election in this discussion. While we run this marathon, let's not forget to hold our heads high, because despite what was said, Bossier Schools and our employees are worthy of this race, and Bossier Schools and their employees are the best and will continue to do the best every single day in their classroom. I'm hopeful that at the end of this race, our community will come together and say the following statement: I support teachers, and they are worthy of being compensated for the valuable and excellent work that they do every day. Thank you for your time.
Our next speaker is Susan, and I can't read the last name, so I apologize.
Hi, I'm Susan Simcox. Good evening to you all. I've spent 52 years of my life as either a military dependent or a teacher, 8 of which were as a teacher. I've lived in 11 different locations, to include 2 European countries. I'm now a proud Bossier Parish 6th grade math teacher at Cope Middle School. I can honestly say I am working with some of the best educators I have ever encountered, not only as a colleague, but as a parent. Pay is an important part of retaining the best. We have the best. So I would encourage the board to continue to work towards increasing the pay so we stay competitive and you keep the talent that you have in this parish, not only for those of us who are just about ready to retire, but also for those that are coming in and are going to be creating an entire career of giving our kids the best that they deserve. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate everything y'all do for us.
Mr. Bamberg?
First of all, I want to thank each teacher, I believe they were all teachers tonight that spoke. Your voices have been heard and they will continue to be heard through this board. But I want to take a moment to address the election results for the employee pay raise and how we are currently moving forward and how we plan to move forward in the coming months. Just because the citizens of our parish did not vote in favor of our tax proposal does not mean that we no longer have the problem with our current pay scale when you look at neighboring parishes. I also feel like this does not mean that our residents would not support some measure to address this situation. Generally speaking, this board has heard many things. Too much on property owners. Not all citizens participate. Money's not targeted to our need. Find the money in your own budget. So on and so on and so on. So please listen to me when I say all options are on the table. The children of Bossier Parish are our greatest asset, and you are charged with educating all, being a mother or father figure to some, cheerleader to all, shoulder to cry on for many, nurse for some, advocate for all, counselor to many, protector of all, and due to my 3-minute time limit, I won't mention the rest of the list. So here's our current situation. President Cheatham, Superintendent Downey, Frank Rougeau, and I have already begun conversations with some community partners and members in the business community. This meeting was actually scheduled in advance of the election and regardless of the outcome. This was done primarily because both sides acknowledged that the relationship between the parties needed to be addressed and resolved. We all know that to move forward in Bossier Parish and to keep Bossier Parish on the pedestal that it rightfully deserves, we all have to work together to settle issues that affect so many. I personally feel that these individuals represent the majority of the parish in the idea that our teachers and support staff are in need of an increase to the current salary schedule. We will continue to collaborate with this group in hopes that we can come to an arrangement that would create an equitable salary schedule for our employees that business and community partners could champion. that it would no longer be an us versus them mentality. It would be a we mentality. And honestly speaking, we will not be able to address this situation without a we mentality and without working with these partners. So I would ask a favor of our employees, board members, please give this process some time and give divisiveness a reprieve while we work together to find a way forward. Secondly, as a board, we will begin a process of going through our budget line by line and looking for any possible means to find funds in our current budget that could be allocated to address our salary schedules. This process will take many, many meetings over the summer months, as our current financial report is 156 pages. Once this is accomplished, we will have an updated budget that will be transparent as well as efficient and effective. This will serve two purposes. It will let the business leaders and community partners have the knowledge that our budget is tight and efficient and that we cannot support the majority of the needed salary increases within our current budget. And number two, it will give the board and these partners a roadmap of how do we get to the ultimate goal of a fair and competitive wage to our employees. One other item that has been discussed further and not fully vetted is a 4-day work week. Before we handle any questions on this topic, as I know there are many, and seen those, we have to get data from other parishes that have instituted this, and we have to get information from our employees as to an overall interest level. This is not something that will be put in place for next school year. So this will take time to get the information together that we need to determine if this is even a viable solution. In closing, please know that this board supports you and your effort that you give every single day to make the system what it is. You are the reason that this system is looked at across the state as what to strive to be. We will continue to support you and advocate for you. I do feel that there is a way forward in this situation, but it's going to take time and diligent effort that we as a board are committing to this evening. I'll now turn this over to my colleagues for any comments.
Thank you, Mr. Bamberg. Ms. Brotherton?
Yes, I just wanted you to know that I've been approached by several teachers asking about snow days, and we looked into that. I want you to know that. I immediately called Superintendent Downey about that, whether we could give you the last day of school or the last 2 days off to take up for the snow days, as we call them, that we didn't use. When I called Mr. Downey, I was informed that we don't have those days this year. Those 2 days were not built into the calendar. So that was not an option, and that's why we have not addressed it or sent out something telling you that you're going to get those 2 off. They were not built in this year at all. So I hate to tell you, but that's off the table. And I know there's a lot of people questioning that. I've seen it on Facebook. But at this point, we're not going to be able to do that. And that is the reason why. I just wanted you to know that.
Mr. Downey?
Thank you, President Cheatham. I just wanted to thank y'all for your positive comments, your encouraging remarks, your understanding that this is a long process that's going to take diligence on the part of the board and everybody involved. We're going to have to, we have a positive relationship that we're building with the Bossier Business Group, and they will advocate for us at the end of this process, and I would just encourage you to continue to be positive and supportive and do the outstanding job that you do every day. So thank you very much for being here and for the comments that you made. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Downey. Any other comments? All right. Item number 3.05, requests recommendation of fiscal agent for 2019-2020, presented by Frank Rougeau, Director of Finance.
Superintendent Downey, President Cheatham, and board members, the staff would like to recommend Citizens National Bank to be our fiscal agent for the 2019-2020 fiscal year.
Please vote.
Thank you. Tonight we have Jason Smith, the president of Citizens National Bank, and we also have Chris Wilcox. He's a senior vice president and CFO, so we're glad to have them here with us. Their proposal was outstanding of the ones that we received, so we appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I feel like while we're still on that item, I would just like to thank Jason Smith personally. During the last few months of everything that was going on with our business community and our board, Jason and I spoke often, and the support that Jason gave and the support that he has given this board and our school system, I would just like to give him a round of applause. I know he's probably not going to like that I did that, but Jason, thank you very much. Item number 3.06, request approval of trip requests.
Mr. President, these are in order.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Brotherton, a second by Ms. Smith. Please vote. Motion carries. Item 3.07, request enter into executive session pursuant to LARS 4217A2 to discuss the status and the defense of the matter styled Does 1 through 4 versus Bossier Parish School Board et al. Bearing case number 518 CV 00152 on the records of the United States District Court for the Western District of Louisiana.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Newman, a second by Mr. Bullard. Please vote. Motion carries. We're now in executive session.